So we're solving quadratics by using the quadratic formula. So this is the quadratic formula. When you're taking a test, I will give you the formula. But after you do a couple of them, you end up memorizing the formula, which is cool, but you don't have to. So first thing here, we need to put this equation in standard form. So standard form was back about a month ago when we talked about the standard form. So the standard form looks like this. So a number before x squared, a number before x, and then a constant. So we have 2 minus 4x here on both sides to make this equal 0. So standard form is in order. So x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. Now I want to label everything. So I need to find A, B, and C. Because we're substituting, A, B, and C will be numbers, not variables. So A is the number in front of x squared. B is the number in front of x. C is the number that is a constant, or the number without a variable. So A here is 1, not 0, you have 1. B is negative 4, C is negative 12. Because the formula is so big, I want to do what's under the square root first. So I'm going to do B squared minus 4AC first. So I'm going to substitute everything, and when I'm substituting, I'm going to put parentheses around it. Right there. So B, A, C. Type that all in. So I got 64 right there. I'm going to go back and plug the rest of it in the formula. So x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, which I already have a number for that. Everything over 2a. Two negatives make a positive right here. Take the square root of 64 over 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Now, this plus and minus sign, that means you're going to have two answers right there. One that you add 8, and the other one that you subtract 8. So here we go. 4 plus 8 over 2. 4 minus 8 over 2. Here we have 6. Here you have negative 4, negative 2. If you're not sure, just type that in the calculator. Be careful with PEMDAS right here. So here you got two answers. X equals 6 and x equals negative 2. Seems like it's a lot of work, so keep it organized. The only good thing about number 2, well, the one good thing about number 2 is that it's already in standard form. So when I'm labeling my ABC right there, there's one less thing I have to do. So A is 1. B is 4, C 16. So here I go again, b squared minus 4ac. Put parentheses when you're substituting. So I got negative 48. go back into the quadratic formula. So negative b plus or minus square root of negative 48, everything over 2a. Negative 48. So I'm going to simplify the square root right here. I know when I'm taking the square root of a negative number, I'm going to have imaginary answer. So I'm going to have an imaginary square root of 48. But square root of 48 is not perfect. 48 is not a perfect square. So I'm going to have to rationalize that radical. I can simplify that as square root of 16, square root of 3. Now, square root of 16 is a perfect square, and when you take the square root of 16, you get 4. So 4i square root of 3. Notice that this is one of those questions that you have to apply everything that you learned so far. So x equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 48 is simplified right here on the side. So 4i square root of 3, everything over 2a. And 2 times 1 is 2. Now we have to simplify this fraction. I can divide everything by 4. 2. Simplify this by 2, this by 2, this by 2. Since I cannot simplify any further, this is my final answer. This is the last one. Now we have to move things around so I can write this equation in standard form. So I'm going to take this x squared away from both sides, add 8x to both sides, and add 25 to both sides. So this side right here will be 0. And here I'm combining 2 take away 1 is 1x squared. Now this is my standard form equation. So A 1, B 12, C 25. B squared minus 4AC. Substitute in the formula. Plug it in. So I got 44 right there. Go back into the quadratic formula and plug it all in. So negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, which is 44, everything over 2a. So here we go again. Square root of 44, I'm going to have to simplify right here on the side. So square root of 44, I can do 4, 11. Square root of 4 is 2, square root of 11. And it's not imaginary. This is a whole number. This is a positive number. It's only imaginary if you're taking the square root of a negative number. So don't make stuff up. It's just a real number right here, like everybody else. Two times 1 is 2. Now I'm going to have to simplify the fraction right here. If I divide everything by 2, since 2 divided by 2 is 1, I don't have to put anything. If you want to put a 1 right there in the front, you're welcome to it, but you don't have to. And this is the most I can simplify this.